gonna be the day that they're never gonna back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we live to walk are winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. 'Cause maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there are winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Happy Hour 90s style. That was, of course, the one, the only Oasis from 1995, right back in the mid-90s, getting us started with their tune Wonderwall. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are enjoying your weekend and settling in for the next round about an hour. It's called the Happy Hour for a reason. We'll be here for an hour. We'll be playing some tunes. We'll be having some fun. If those of you, I know many of you are into your music and the mixing and that side of things, let me know. I'm trying to get my vocals down a bit. I always mix my vocals too loud, so I've turned the vocals down a bit. If you can't hear them and if they need to come up, let me know. We'll play a few tunes and we'll get stuck in to this today. Let's say a quick g'day to the folks who are here live. Hello to David and Tara Gillef. Good to have you here. Metallian 58 has a craft beer in hand, ready to move, ready to rock out to some 90s tunes. Kyle TV, good to have you here, my friends. Salutations to Cold Acre as well. Signature Music Services, hello to you. Jeff Brush is here, and Metallian says, sounds good to me. Excellent. We will go with it. I was clipping. I had it up too loud, and I was clipping my signal. And you know, I say, never clip your signal. The worst thing you can do in music is to distort your signal on the way in. Anyway, we're not here to talk about nerdy mixing stuff, although we probably will cover that because the 90s was kind of the start of when I started recording, when I started really seriously playing music and started exploring sound. And I had a band, a punk rock, alternative, grunge, whatever you want to call it, called Scarpa. And we're a three-piece band. Think Nirvana, but yeah, we're not quite as talented. See, that's how I'd compare myself. Nirvana, but not quite as talented. No, we have the same set. We played the same instruments. That's about where the similarities end. Is that we had a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer, and I played guitar and yelled/sung, as my parents will be able to attest to. Move my water out of the way. So let us continue on here. We're going to play another couple of 90s tunes and then we'll have another chat because I've got a bunch of tunes. It was so hard this week to actually get it down to the number of songs that I wanted to actually make this work today because there's so many cool 90s tunes that I wanted to play them all. So I will try do less talky, more play-y today. So let's kick into another tune. This is for all you conspiracy theorists out there. Not really. This is an REM tune from back in 1992 from their album Automatic for the People, one of the most classic REM albums of all time. And REM are a big influence of mine and one of the bands in the 90s that really made a big difference to my songwriting and to my creation. So let's start with an REM tune. This one's called Man on the Moon. Mother Hoople in the game of life. Yeah, 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 yeah. Andy Kaufman in a wrestling match. Yeah, 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 yeah. Monopoly 21, checkers and chess. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Fred Blassie in a breakfast mess. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's play Twister, let's play Risk. Yeah, 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 yeah. See you in heaven if you make the list. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we losing touch? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing out there that's sweet, and nothing is cool. Moses went walking with a staff of wood. Yeah, 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 yeah. Newton got beamed by the apple good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Egypt was troubled by the horrible ass. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Charles Darwin had the gall to ask. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are you having fun? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, nothing that's cool. Here's a little lip for the never believers. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a little ghost for the offering. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter's. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Andy Kaufman's gone wrestling. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we losing touch? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe that nothing up his sleeve, nothing is cool. Yeah, if you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, nothing that's cool. Man on the Moon from REM, 1992. Now, REM was a weird one because I wanted to make sure I played an REM tune. And I mean, there's Losing My Religion, there's Everybody Hurts, there's Night Swimming. All of their most well-known 90s songs were a bit of a downer, and that was sort of the most upbeat one that I came across. So I'm like, I'm going to play Man on the Moon. I've always liked it. It's always a very cool song. I hope you enjoyed that one. That's a weird bottle. Probably should have chosen a different bottle. Hello to anyone who has joined us. I hope you are doing well and enjoying your weekend. Let's say good day to a few more folks who have made their way in here and are going to hang out with me for the next hour. We've got Pete Bowen from Thailand. Hello to you. Gino Therese. Lithium. Ooh, we may hear from some Nirvana later on. We've got Maffy's Garden here. Josh Gates. I know you love you some 90s music. Ed Harris. Hello from New Jersey. Hope you are doing well over there. Yes, Andy Kaufman. Exactly. Andy Kaufman, Saturday Night Live, comedian, actor, had some issues. There's going to be a bit of a theme here of the 90s that some of the most well-known 90s folks had some issues, shall we say. But that's all right. We're going to celebrate their music. Automatic for the People is one of the greatest albums of all time. I agree 100%. Got Ralph Smith from Grandcouver. Close enough. Vancouver Island. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. And Sun Ray, good to have you here on board, my friend. Jeff, I think I said g'day to you. If I didn't, g'day. Hope you're doing well. Let's continue on here. We're going to keep the 90s tunes on a coming. Now, I did mention we're going to have some Nirvana a bit later, but it wouldn't be the 90s if we didn't also play a song by this band. So I'm going a bit backward here. So we're in 1995. Kurt Cobain has sadly moved on from this world, and an artist called Dave Grohl, who was the drummer of Nirvana, thought he would start a little side project. So he recorded an entire album, him playing everything, guitar, bass, drums, singing, recorded it, released it under the name Foo Fighters, without kind of telling anyone that it was him. The rest is history. Foo Fighters, one of the biggest rock bands in the world as of now, and have been for a long, long time. Through the 90s, noughties, 10s. Let's just say that there'll probably be a Foo Fighters song being played every week for the next 3 weeks because they have had a big influence in music. So this is a tune from 1995 from that original album, simply titled Foo Fighters, the one with the ray gun on the front. Everyone, you'll know it if you see it. And this is a song, one of my favorite songs, and one of my favorite videos from Foo Fighters. It's called Big Me. Let's try that again. When I talk about it, carries on, reasons only new. When I talk about it, carries on, reasons are in you. Big me to talk about it, I could stand to prove. If we can get around it, I know that it's true. When I talk about it, carried on, reasons only new, but it's you I fell into. When I talked about it, carries on, reasons only new. When I talk about it, carries on, reasons are in you. Big me to talk about it, I could stand to prove. If we can get around it, I know that it's true. When I talk about it, put it on, never wasn't true. But it's you I fell into. Well, I talked about it, put it on, never was it true. But it's you I fell into. I fell into. Oh, I do love a song in C major. Only problem being that, I have to play an F chord. And F chords and B chords are my two least favourite chords, not one with the bar chords. Alrighty, it is time. Because it is the happy hour, of course I have to have an adult beverage. So I'm going to have a pale ale. A pale ale was kind of the beer I most associate. I drank a lot of Cooper's Pale Ale. This time I'm drinking something from Brick Lane Brewing called Tinnies. And this is a shout out to those in Australia. We call a can of beer a tinny. So yeah, we like to abbreviate things and we like to make things like have E on the end of them. So you have brekkie in the morning, you have a tinny at night, you have lunchy. No, you don't have lunchy. But yeah, we like to put E on the end of things and we like to abbreviate things. So cheers. Here's to the 90s. Oh, I can feel my voice feeling better already after one sip. Let's have another. See if it's twice as good. Alrighty. Yes, it is hard not to like Dave Grohl, and Mavis Gardens is one of my favourite Foo Fighters album. Hello, Fine Heron. Good to have you here, my friend. Who else we got here? Oh, yeah, I totally could play another Crowded House tune, couldn't I? But I don't think they're on the list. It was a hard list to crack, I tell you what. Red, yes, cheers, Red. What about a Carlton? Yeah, what about a Carlton? I haven't had any Carlton beer. My beer in the 90s was basically Cooper's. You couldn't be a muso in the 90s. You'd go to the Cranker, Crown and Anchor, famous 90s, well, still a music venue, but in the 90s, you go to the Crown and Anchor, the Cranker. You'd have a Cooper's Pale for like $1.50 for a big plastic cup. You'd listen to some guys yelling for 2 hours. You'd go home, and that was a good Saturday night. But yes, let us jump back over to the songs. Now, we are jumping all over the place here. Let's just talk through a few that aren't going to get a Guernsey here. Beck was a great artist in the 90s. I loved Beck's work, but there's not really a Beck song that really stands out that I wanted to play here. There was a big run on sort of female singing rock music. So we had Garbage, we had No Doubt, Alanis Morissette, of course, all in the 90s. Not playing any of their tunes, but I wanted to give them a shout out. It was just too hard. It was too hard to pick. But one band, because I was into the grunge and through the early and mid 90s, towards the mid to late 90s, there was a lot of these sort of California punk stuff. We had The Offspring, and we had this band, a band called Blink 182. And this is one of my favourite Blink 182 tunes. I've realised I don't have the lyrics here in front of me or the chords. I've played this a few times though, but playing live is always more nerve-wracking. So we'll give it a go. I'm not going to even try and waste time and find the chords and the lyrics. So if I get a few wrong words in here, you'll have to excuse me. But this is a fun song. This is called Damn It by Blink 182. It's alright to tell me what you think about me. I won't try to argue or hold it against you. I know that you're leaving and you must have your reasons. The seasons are calling, my pictures are falling down. Steps that I retrace, the sad look on your face, feeling the structure. Did you hear? They had a good time, a day late and a buck short. I'm writing the report on losing and failing. When I move, I'm flailing now, and it'll happen once again. You'll turn to a friend, someone that understands, sees through the master plan. Now everybody's gone, and I've been here for too long. Take this on my own, well I guess this is growing up. Well I guess this is growing up. And lately I see you at a movie, sneak preview. You show up and walk by on the arm of that guy, and I'll smile and you'll wave. We'll pretend it's okay. The charade, it won't last. When he's gone, I won't come back, and it'll happen once again. You'll turn to a friend, someone that understands, sees through the master plan. Now everybody's gone, and I've been here for too long. Can't take this on my own. Well, I guess this is growing up. Whoa, well, I guess this is growing up. 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 I guess this is growing up. I love that song because it has all the angst of the 90s, of the relationships, of the jealousy, of it just had the vibe of the time. So we had sort of the grungy early 90s, and then through the mid 90s, it sort of picked up into more of that kind of California punk vibe. So grungy, punky goodness. And yeah, say what you like about Blink-182. I think they rock. I think that album in particular was such a cool album. What was the album called? Dude Ranch or something like that. Red, by the way, have a beverage. Red, how are we all going? Who else have we got here? We have Matthew, dialing on the beer, Matthew's Garden. Matt up there in Queensland, of course. It's got to be a 4X. Wouldn't give a 4X about anything else, would you? Hello to the kid named Jace. Hello to you. Desolate Morning is late. Hello, hope you are doing well. Sion is here as well. Also made it along. Good stuff. Blink-182 grew up. Oh, yes, of course. So, Josh, you are over there in California, from memory. I know this is a sad thing. I've interviewed Josh right here on the channel, and I interview a lot of people, and I've forgotten. I'm pretty sure you're from California, but that probably proves it because I'm pretty sure Blink-182 are also from California. Yes, really into it. Yeah, I like that tune. I've been playing it for a long time, and it's a fun acoustic version of that one that I like. Yeah, so fine, working very well as an acoustic version. Thank you. Yeah, I like it. I like playing non-acoustic songs as acoustic songs. I think it's a lot of fun and often can give you a bit of extra creativity. Red. If you don't know the red, I say this every week, but the first week I was drinking Cooper's Sparkling Ale, which is actually a drink I had in the 90s a lot more than this. I don't think this existed. But yeah, it is red. San Diego, there you go. San Diego, California, and Desolate Morning, also from California. Checking in there. Trying to think if we've got any other Californian bands that I'm going to play a tune of. Where did I put my pick? There it is. I don't think so. Alrighty. Let's continue on here. Actually, these gentlemen may be from California as well. Throughout the 90s, so there were a lot of, around the mid-90s, there were a lot of bands that came out that were very serious, I guess. Like they had like a lot of meaningful lyrics, and they had a lot of songs that were like deep and sorrowful and grungy and angsty. And you know, if you're around in the 90s, you know what it was. Everyone wore flannel shirts, they looked down at the ground when they played, and they mumbled into their microphone. I was one of them, or at least I wanted to be. But then there was a band called Cake who came out and just bucked the trend and did their own thing and basically made their music the way they wanted to make it. They wrote about different things. They had fun. They had some ska influences in there. They had some brass in their tunes, and it was super fun. So this sort of got me into the whole punky, scary, Real Big Fish and Cake and a lot of other bands as well. Kind of blanking on names of bands, but Cake were definitely one of my favorites, and I wanted to play this tune. This is from 1998, so we're back towards the end of the 90s now. We'll just do a quick tuning. Tuning the guitar. It was my G string. You always got to watch your G string. Your G string, it doesn't ride up, but often it just kind of rides down a little bit. You don't want your G string riding down. Anyway, we're Cake from California. I've got a feeling that they also were, but someone can let me know while we play this tune. This is Sheep Go to Heaven by the Great Cake, 1998. I'm not feeling alright today. I'm not feeling that great. You're out living it up today. I got bills to pay. I'm not gonna smile today. I'm not gonna laugh. You're out living it up today, and I got bills to pay. And the grave digger puts on the forceps. The stonemason does all the work. The barber can give you a haircut. The carpenter can take you out to lunch. Now I just want to pay on my panpipes. I just want to drink me some wine. As soon as you're born, you start dying. So you might as well have a good time. Oh no, sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. Sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. Oh no, oh yeah. I don't want to go to Sunset Strip. I don't want to feel the emptiness. Bold marquees with stupid band names. I don't want to go to Sunset Strip. I don't want to go to Sunset Strip. I don't want to feel the emptiness. Bold marquees with stupid band names. I don't want to go to Sunset Strip. And the grave digger puts on the forceps. Stonemason does all the work. The barber can give you a haircut. Carpenter can take you out to lunch. Oh no, and I just want to play on my panpipes. I just want to drink me some wine. As soon as you're born, you start dying. So you might as well have a good time. Oh no, sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. Sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. Sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. I never know quite how to finish that one. The problem with playing a tune like that is that Cake are an amazing band. They've got a trumpet in there, which I tried to reenact with my face. They've got a couple of good guitars in there. They've got the sort of scat singing that's going on. They've got the percussion, like that, like all the different cool percussion instruments. But I had to, it was one of the bands that Cake's original album, that this wasn't from, but their original album, Fashion Nugget from 94, had just amazing. It had The Distance, it had their cover of I Will Survive. It had a bunch of cool stuff on there. So needed to give a nod to the boys from Cake. And were they from California? I'm not sure. So we'll find out. Oh, Josh, I've missed a problem. I've missed an opportunity here. I totally should have closed with Closing Time. There are so many cool 90s songs that I just can't get all of them out there. Yeah, there's so many. We'll go back and take a look there. So Ralph says, see, Canada's tragically hip. Here's the thing. The hip were not hip in Australia at all. So I've only got into tragically hip a couple of, years ago. Basically, when I started hanging around hockey players, they would tell me that, oh man, the tragic hip are really good, eh? That was my Canadian, sorry. And I'd be like, oh, I don't really know of them. And same with Rush, hadn't really got into Rush. Like Canadian music, apart from Alanis Morissette, didn't really penetrate into Australia. So I don't have any tragically hip, unfortunately. But there you go. And Goats Never Die. Hello, Jason. Good to have you here. And it is indeed wine time, although it is beer time here. And so someone has confirmed that yes, yeah. So Cake are also from California, and Cake is close to where we live. There we go. There we go. Sacramento, California, which is the capital, isn't it? Sacramento, the capital of California. Everyone thinks, California, LA is the only city, and I'm pretty sure Sacramento's the capital. What was the Sacramento basketball team name? Sacramento Kings? Was that them? Do they still exist? I don't know. Alrighty. Now, yes, there were lots of good grunge and punk and rock and alternative stuff in the 90s, but I have to give a nod to a bunch of other 90s stuff that was going on back in that decade. So there was an awful lot of pop music going on as well. And I wasn't big into the pop music. In fact, I was so judgmental that I thought that anything that didn't have like at least one distorted guitar was not worth listening to. Clearly, very different now. I like all sorts of music. But I had to give a little nod to one artist from the 90s, a pop sensation, you might say. This is probably her biggest hit of all time, at least in my view. This is a tune from 1998. If you know it, sing along. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know? Something wasn't right here. Oh, baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. Now you're out of sight, yeah. Show me what you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. We got my loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe, when you're not with me, I lose my mind. Give me a sign, and hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, the reason I breathe is you. Boy, you got me flying. Oh, pretty baby, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. It's not the way I planned it. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know. Well, we got my loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe. When you're not with me, I lose my mind. Give me a sign, and hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know? Oh, pretty baby, I shouldn't have let you go. I must confess, my loneliness is killing me now. Don't you know I still believe you will be here? Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. My loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign, and hit me, baby, one more time. Yes, of course. The classic Britney Spears tune from 1998. Hit me, baby, one more time. And I absolutely cannot take credit for that. Some of you may have already spotted it, but that was covered by the band Travis back in the 90s as well. So, yeah, it's a great song. It just goes to show that a pop song can be converted into a nice ballad on guitar a lot more easily than you may have thought. So, do love the Britney songs. A little more than I should have, as you probably think. Is this a Rickroll? No. We wanted to play it. No, it's cool. And seriously, look up. In fact, what I might do, I normally do a playlist afterwards, which I'll link down in the description. I haven't got it sorted this time around, but I'll put it in the playlist in the description. So if you're watching this in the future, I'll have the Travis version, the acoustic version that they did. The UK band Travis from the 90s. Very, very cool. Red, I agree. After playing some Spears for Fears. Yes, love it. Don't go chasing waterfalls. There you go. Should get some TLC going on in there. That'd be a lot of fun. Have I scared everyone away? Probably. That's all right. Let's get back on track here. And this is one that I've only just learnt to play, which is weird because I love this band and I couldn't not play a song from this band. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. And again, I could have played. So the band is Weezer. Let's cut to the chase. Weezer, also from California. Is this California band number 4? Are we like getting? Is this? Did I like a whole bunch of California music? I think so. So okay, we'll be going up to Seattle in a minute. Spoiler alert, but we'll be getting to Seattle soon. So we'll be heading north up the coast. By the way, I know folks like Matt and others from Australia will be thinking, Pete, didn't you remember that there's a massive 90s scene here in Australia? Don't you know that there's UMI, Magic Dirt, Powderfinger, Spiderbait, Custard, Regurgitator? Yeah, I do. And what I'm thinking is I might do an all-Australian version at the end. So I'm going to get the 90s, noughties, and then 10s, and then I might circle back to an Australian one because a couple of reasons. There was too many good Australian bands. I didn't know which ones to include and not include. And the Australian bands in the 90s were huge in Australia, but none of them really got out of Australia. None have like much. No one outside would know much about them. Oh, I'm playing back in my own pocket. I'm sorry. I'm getting some feedback here, so I'm just trying to find where I'm playing myself back. So give me a moment. I'm just going to shut down everything. There we go. I somehow was playing this live stream on one of my devices. So I've just grabbed my iPhones and I've closed all of them down. And I think I'm okay. Yes, I totally should. I definitely should do an Australian version. Hello, Bubba. Seattle is indeed awesome, and there was some awesome music that came out of Seattle in the 90s. This isn't one of them. This is another. What is up with this? This is another tune from another band from the California. So this is another band from the 90s, a classic band from the 90s who are still with us now, who are still creating great music. Well, maybe they haven't had anything for a little while, but definitely into the 2000s. This is the band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And if you're anything like me, every time you try to spell Red Hot Chili Peppers, you never know whether it's got 2 L's or 1 in the name of the band. Is that just me? Every time I'm looking up their music, I'm like, Red Hot Chili? I don't know. Anyway, this is a track. There's a whole heap of really good songs by the Chili Peppers from the 90s. This is probably my favorite song of theirs from the 90s at least. It's from 1995. It's a tune called My Friends. My friends are so depressed. I feel the question of your loneliness. Not 'cause I'll be on your side. You know I will. You know I will. Ex-girlfriend called me up, alone and desperate on the prison phone. They want to give us 7 years for being sad. I love all of you. Hurt by the cold, so hard and lonely too. When you don't know yourself, my friends are so distressed, standing on the brink of emptiness. No words to know how to impress this emptiness. I love all of you. Hurt by the cold, so hard and lonely too. When you don't know yourself. Imagine me taught by tragedy, release his peace. I heard a little girl, what she said was something beautiful. Give your love no matter what she said. I love all of you. Hurt by the cold, so hard and lonely too, when you don't know yourself. Did I say I'm going to play a Weezer song and then played a Chili Peppers song? I'm sure no one picked that up. I need some water because clearly the beer is, with all this 90s, all this angsty 90s grunginess that I have to get into, and all these singers in the 90s don't get a lot of credit. Anthony Kiedis, not credited as a great lead singer, but actually had a decent range, actually had some pretty good singing potential. Listen to me. Some good singing talent, and still does. And here's the thing. So clearly we've lost a lot of the folks from the 90s. Kurt Cobain's no longer with us. Chris Cornell's no longer with us. Dolores from the Cranberries no longer with us. Like, we have lost a lot of people. And I don't mean to be flippant about this, but we have all of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, with all the things. I don't know if you've read the biographies. Wow. Yeah, that's all I can say is wow. The fact that they're all still with us is, or at least the current band lineup is kind of amazing. We are going to circle back and play some Weezer. So we're going to go back to California to get there. Yeah, and Red Hot Chili Peppers is not easy to play. As you heard from there, like I reckon I played that better in 1995 than I do now. So, yeah, that's... I probably should have played a simpler version, but I went there. I went hard. So I reckon you could do a cracking version of Lucky by Radiohead. Yeah, so Radiohead, I could not... OK Computer is my favourite album of all time. It's from the 90s, and I could play Karma Police, but there's so many other songs that I wanted to play that just had a little bit more meaning back in the 90s. I think since OK Computer I've listened to so many times that I probably should have included it, but I didn't. All right, I'm gonna attempt this this Weezer tune called Buddy Holly. It may go very quickly because I'm kind of still learning it, but I needed to have a Weezer song in here because they were one of my favorite bands from the 90s and probably still are to this date. Love me some Weezer. And the cool thing about this, if you are a nerd like me and you bought Windows 95, the CD-ROM of Windows 95, this video for Buddy Holly was actually on the CD of Windows 95. It was sort of showcasing their new media player capability. And I was blown away that one of my favorite bands had their song on the Windows 95 CD-ROM. I thought that was just ridiculous. So in honor of that, I'm going to attempt to play this tune by Weezer called Buddy Holly. We're going to need a drink here because this is all over the place in terms of range as well. Let's give it a crack. 2, 3, 4. What's with these homies dissing my girl? Why do they gotta front? What do we ever do to these guys that made them so violent? Ooh, ooh, but you know I'm yours. Ooh, ooh, and you know I'm mine. Ooh, ooh, and that's for all time. Ooh, you look just like Buddy Holly. Oh, oh, and you're Mary Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that. Don't you ever fear, I'm always near. I know that you need help. Your tongue is twisted, your eyes are slit. You need a guardian. Ooh, ooh, and you know I'm yours. Ooh, ooh, and you know you're mine. Ooh, ooh, and that's for all time. I look just like Buddy Holly. Uh-oh, and you'll marry Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Oh, Jeebus. Yeah. It is harder to play. A lot of these songs that are based on power chords, power chords on the acoustic sometimes mean lots of bar chords, and that ain't no fun. Guitarist, you with me? Like playing the 3 notes or 2 notes on a power chord versus having to suddenly find it on an acoustic guitar. Oh, here's the problem. I'm drinking too much water and not enough delicious pale ale. Not that I condone, drinking. I would have had my first drink in the 90s too. I'm not going to tell too many stories about that today because my parents are probably watching. Because they had no idea. Parents out there, your children definitely don't drink before their 18th birthday or 21st, but 21? Is it still 21, the legal drinking age in the US? Wow. College would be really boring if you actually went by that. So we talked about some of the other bands that I'm probably not going to play here. There was a heap of others, like Weird Al Yankovic. I'm not going to cover a Weird Al song because I won't do it justice. We had other bands, Alice in Chains. We had Smashing Pumpkins, The Offspring. Fuel were a great band. The Crash Test Dummies, I loved. Talked about Chris Cornell before, Soundgarden. Faith No More, Mike Patton. U2. I mean, it was really hard. Even a band like Extreme, like from the early 90s, like that... More Than Words, yeah. I'm not playing it right. Anyway, that's why I'm not playing it, because Presidents of the United States of America, I loved those guys. They did a great job. Stone Temple Pilots. And then you could get into like the electronic stuff, like The Prodigy, Fatboy Slim, Beastie Boys. Like there was just too many, right? And I couldn't cover a lot of these here today. But tell me, if you're here live or if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the chat or the comments your go-to 90s moment, 90s band, 90s song. What resonates? When you think the 90s, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Would love to hear from you in the comments or the chat. What is the drinking age in Australia? It is 18, and it's 18 in Canada, and we have stronger beer. I know. That's the problem. You're a college kid and you're like, woohoo, we're going to go out and drink some beer. And then you realize that you have to drink Miller or Budweiser, and you're like, oh, you can have it. That's fine. I'll just drink water. It's all right. I have just completely, every American's now going to go, no, we have good beer. Actually, you do. You have, what's the one from Boston? Oh, I'm gonna forget the name of it now. But there's a really nice one. Is it called Boston? I don't know. Someone tell me. What's the one that's from Boston? It's got like a name of a dude, and it's really nice. I like that. And Canadians, I love not Molson. That's not the one I like. Moosehead. Yeah, Moosehead beer from Canada. Beautiful. Anyway, we're not here to talk about beer, except we kind of are because it is the happy hour. So we'll have a drink and then we'll jump on over into the next tune we are going to play. So, this band, we're at 48 minutes. Better get a move on, Pete. This is one of my favorite bands of all time. Let's just jump straight into it. It's a band called Green Day. Now, when you think I'm going to play a Green Day acoustic song, you probably think I'm going to play the song that you think I'm going to play. So to mix things up, I'm not going to play that song. I'm going to play a song that shouldn't be acoustic, but that is a lot of fun to play as an acoustic song. This is a song from Green Day, 1994, and this is called Basket Case. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just stoned? I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She said it's lack of sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. So quit my whining 'cause it's bringing her down. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just stoned? Hey, hey. Grasping to control, so I better hold on. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just paranoid? Am I just paranoid? Or am I just stoned? One of my favourites. I should have said it wasn't an offensive lyric warning, but there's a couple of risque words in there for PG-13 Pete in 2020. There's a few risque words. I wouldn't have thought a thing about it back in the day. You might have noticed that I did some editing of the earlier Blink 182 tune as well. There's a line in there that I changed, which I think made it better. Reminds me of that Simpsons episode where the Red Hot Chili Peppers, where Krusty's like they're playing at Moe's Tavern, they're playing on the Krusty Show, and he says, "This line, boys, where they say, 'What I got, you got to get and put it in you.' How about we change it to, 'What I'd like is I'd like to hug and kiss you.'" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's great. Everyone can enjoy that." And yeah, I kind of think that that's pretty funny. And that's kind of what I do. So people are like, "No way, man. Our lyrics are like our children," and then they change it. All right, we're into the homeward stretch. I did promise some Seattle. So let's move up the coast to Seattle because there was a lot of Seattle stuff going on, and this is probably no probably about it. This is who I kind of wanted to be. I had hair like him. I wanted to sing like him. I just wanted to be Eddie Vedder. And so this is one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs. It's from all the way back in 1991, from arguably the best Pearl Jam album, 10, which came out in 91. Their first breakout album. Just go listen to it. You know all the hits. But this is one that I've been playing for probably 20 years, which is a cue for I'm not going to play it well here today. Definitely going to need another drink before I play. Because this is one that has some notes that not that I can't hit, but yeah, you'll hear what I mean. This is a song by Pearl Jam called Black from 1991. Let's do it. Sheets of empty canvas, untouched sheets clay. Let's spread out before me. Somebody once did. All 5 horizons revolve around the sun, the earth to the sun. Now the air I tasted and breathed has taken a turn. everything. Ooh, I know she gave me all that she wore, and now my bitter hand lift on broken clouds of what was everything. All the pictures have all been washed in black, tattooed everything. I take a walk outside, I'm surrounded by some kids that play. I can hear their laughter, so what do I say? Ooh, and twisted thoughts that spin around my head. I'm spinning, oh, I'm spinning, how quick the sun can ride away. And now my bitter hand, brittle broken glass, what was everything? All my pictures have all been washed in black, tattooed everything. All that love gone back, turn my world to black, tattooed all I see, all that I am, all that will be. Yeah, yeah. I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky. But why can't it be? Can it be mine? You can tell at the end there. At the end, there's a really nice bit where it goes do 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 do. Yeah. If I did that, I probably should have finished with that because I wouldn't be able to do much else. Red, I hope you are enjoying and having a good, what are we? Saturday, Sunday? Depends what day. It depends where you are in the world. It's Sunday afternoon for me, Saturday evening in the US and Canada, middle of the night, well, early morning for those in the UK and Europe, for anyone brave enough to be here. So let's just have a quick chat to the folks that I've left you alone for a while. Canadian Silverchair. Yes, I didn't even mention Silverchair. They're a 90s band. Folks are confirming all the different Canadian and American drinking ages over there. Let's just see. So that was my audition for my first band. I joined in 1995. So was that Black? The Pearl Jam song, or was that the one I played before? I can't even remember. The Green Day song, maybe? Potentially. Yes, Black, Pearl Jam. So, yes, that was a fun one. We are going to have to finish up. I know. It's gone. It's gone so fast. Matthew's Garden feels like a Sunday sesh at the pub. Well, that is exactly the vibe I was going here for, mate. Who hands up who misses a good Sunday sesh? Is that a thing in other parts of the world? Sunday sesh, go to the pub. They're usually a dude, kind of looks like me, but maybe 10 years younger and a bit more hair. Sometimes he's got a looper pedal and is trying to be all fancy, but often they'll just be playing a bunch of cool 90s and noughties tunes and a bit of 80s and 70s, depending what area of what city you're in as to how old the music is. But usually it's a lot of tunes like that. Basket case with your first audition. 5 a.m. Fine Heron. You're up at 5 a.m. here in Germany. You win, I think, as most dedicated to come along here at 5 a.m. Maybe you need an eye-opener. In Germany, 5 a.m., do you just grab a Stein and just, like, have a litre of beer for breakfast? Or is that an absolute, that's probably more of an Australian thing, really. We call that hair of the dog, or is that a British thing? I don't know if we got that from the Brits. But yeah, hair of the dog. Hair of the dog that bit you basically means that when you wake up in the morning feeling a bit seedy, you go to the fridge and you grab a tinny because you have hair of the dog. Hair of the dog that bit you. The dog bit you was beer. Have another beer. That solves all problems. Yes, Sunday sesh for sure. Righty, we do have to finish up. But so it's no surprise as to who I'll be finishing with here. Nothing else needs to be said about this band and this song. So let's just get into it, shall we? You have so many relationships in life, but only one or two will last. Go through all the pain and strife, then you turn your back, they're gone so fast. Oh yeah, it goes so fast. So hold on to the ones you really care. In the end they'll be the ones that are there. When you get old you lose your hair. Can you tell me where we'll still care? Can you tell me who will care? Oh care. Sing it with me, everybody. There was your Rick Roll moment. I sang it. I went up an octave too high. I meant to do it like all low and ballady, and then I started badly. But yeah, that of course was Bop by Hanson from 1997. The 90s wasn't all fun times. There was some hard times as well. Hanson was one of them. But anyway, it is fun. It is a fun song. And yeah, I actually own the CD single of Hanson's Mbop, so I really need to be careful about how critical I am of that. Anyway, thank you for joining me here today. I hope you did have a fun Sunday sesh or Saturday night sesh with me here. Join me next week as we jump into the noughties. Start getting your naughty suggestions ready for songs from 2000 to 2010. There are a lot of good tunes. It's going to be just as hard to pick. If I didn't play your favorite tune, it's no surprise because there were about 50 different bands that I wanted to try and sneak in here. But of course, for reals this time, no surprise that the last tune is by this mob. She has me like a Pisces when I'm weak. I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks. I've been drawn into your magnetar pit trap. I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Your advice. Meat-eating orchids forgive no one just yet. Up myself on angel's hair and baby's breath. Broken diamond of your blindness, I'm left black. Throw down your umbilical noose so I can climb right back. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Your advice. She eyes me like a Pisces when I'm weak. I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for 2 weeks. I've been drawn into your magnet tar pit trap. I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Your advice. Your advice. Your advice. Have a great weekend, folks. I'll see you next time for the naughties here on Studio Live today. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Enjoy. Create, record, release. Do all those good things. Talk to you soon. Bye.